I regret getting married to the wrong person. I wish I could go back and tell my younger self to wait and to not settle. I hate going through the divorce process. I'm not fully divorced yet. Papers are signed, but the judge won't sign off on them. I don't know why. I have court tomorrow and it's stressing me out. And I just wish I could go back and not get married.
Is there one thing you regret out of your life?
Getting married.
Why was that a bad choice in your opinion?
I'm divorced now. She got half.
She got half? Oh my God. If you can go talk to your 18-year-old self, what would you tell yourself?
Go back to college.
Did you go to college?
Of course.
What'd you study?
Business.
And do you think that business was good choice?
Sure, but I would go back for different reasons.
What would you go back for?
The girls.
I hate being fucking married. I long for the day to be single again. The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness, there's some fears that I have. But I literally do hate being married. So y'all know how I say that I always use my content to push my pain into purpose, make y'all laugh. A lot of this pain is connected to my marriage. A lot of it. I just try my hardest not to put it out there, and I'm still not going to go into details. But just know that this shit is not fucking gold. And no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, at the end of the day, I still just want the fuck out. I want to be single. I know I can love myself better alone than anybody can love me with them. I love who I am, but I do not love who I am with this person. I hate being fucking married. And on my life, once this shit is over, I would never fucking get married again.
Y'all, statistically speaking, the worst thing a woman can do is marry a man. And no, that's not coming from bitterness or shade. That's sociological research. Let's talk about it. So according to decades of data, married women compared to single women are more likely to die sooner, make less money, be less happy, suffer from addiction, experience domestic violence, and even die by self-deletion or homicide. Meanwhile, married men, they get the exact opposite benefits. They live longer, they make more money, they're healthier, they're more respected, they're less lonely, and they rise in their careers. So it's called the marriage benefit imbalance. And this shit is not metaphorical. She literally gives a percentage of herself, and he gains that percent. Years, peace, sanity, even safety. It's a fucking life exchange. Like, hey babe, here's a chunk of my well-being. Enjoy your glow up. So my take, no, I'm not anti-love, but if love is supposed to be mutual, why does marriage feel like a net loss for so many women? Maybe the real issue isn't the idea of partnership. It's the way we've been taught to do it. What if, hear me out, we stopped centering marriage as the finish line and started designing relationships that actually center respect, reciprocity, and peace? Because we can't keep auditioning for a role that requires us to disappear. Not in this economy and not in this lifetime.
Have you ever been married? What was your experience? Do you regret it or it was worth it? Today we are going to be looking at different partners or different people telling us why they regret to being married. You can drop a comment in order to be part of this conversation. Without wasting a lot of time, let us get into the videos that we prepared.
Now I'm going to say this very broadly. Not everyone, but most women, most married women today regret getting married. Especially the older ones, the ones that are like in their 40s and 50s and so forth. They regret it. And they like to be jealous and envious of women that are single, childless, child-free, and don't have any responsibilities. And the sad part about it is they're not letting the younger generation know the truth about marriage. There's only a select few, but the most that are still in those marriages today with those children, yeah, they regret those and they wish they didn't waste their entire life. And this is the reason why they're mad. This is why they're mad at child-free single women, because they see them, especially if they're still young, under 30, they see them as, I never got to live my life like that because I got married at 19 years old and had 6 kids. So they're looking at you like, I never got to experience all these things that this girl is getting able to experience, especially when it comes to even their own child. They'll look at their own daughter and they'll be like, wow, I never got to experience all these things. But it's like, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. But yeah, that's how it is. That they look at younger girls. They look at younger girls, child-free, no husband, no boyfriend, just living their life how they're supposed to at a young age.
Get married. Don't ever get married. Take it from a person who has only been married 4.5 months and is already regretting it. Don't ever fucking get married, because when you do, you are no longer allowed to be your own person and you're not allowed to have anything for yourself anymore. 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with a debilitating chronic illness. Long before I ever met my wife. I deal with dizziness, tachycardia, chest pain, shortness of breath, blood pooling in my legs, headaches, blurry vision, the list goes on. Tell me why my wife has been in the ER twice this week. Twice, with dizziness, chest pain, headaches, blurry vision, blood pooling in her legs, okay? She's got a referral to go to neurology. We're worried about autonomic dysfunction. Hey girl, that's my thing. You were so threatened that I had something that was just for me that you decided you needed to go off and develop a debilitating chronic illness. You decided that you needed to be gaslit by doctors and be told that it was all in your head when it obviously wasn't. Look at her. Sick as a dog, this one. That's my thing. Even put her on the same beta blocker as me. Okay, if she starts wearing thigh-high compression socks, it's over. I'm gonna file for divorce.
Listen, if I can go back and tell myself one thing, it would be don't get married. Run, bitch. Run fast. Stupid. That was dumb. We don't need to get married. Women in 2026, we don't need to get married. We can make money. And I feel for the propaganda. I'm not gonna lie. Desiring marriage will be forever the biggest scam I ever fell for in my entire life. Okay? I would have still had my baby, but I wouldn't have got married. I would have just kept it at that. I would have been a baby mama. I would have gladly signed up to be a baby mama. There's no benefits. There's no benefits. Second thing I would tell myself, don't quit your job, you dumbass. Dare I say, you will not know who you're married to until you become financially dependent on them. That's when you'll really see. Okay? Stupid. And people try to warn me like, oh, you sure? You sure? My baby was in a NICU for 26 days. I got married while my baby was in a NICU. He knew what he was doing. He knew I was gonna be out of there. I wasn't even in a mental space to get married. Stupid. Divorce is so expensive. It's so expensive. By the grace of God, I was able to get a job right out of this marriage after not working for 5 years. That was nothing but God. That's how I knew God was on my side. That was crazy. Will I say, being married and leaving my husband has been the closest to me feeling like my life was possibly in danger. That was wild. These men are crazy. They are absolutely insane. When you marry them, not all of them, maybe y'all fucking found a unicorn. Before y'all get in my comments tussling, maybe you found a unicorn. And if you did, thank God. I've been a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. Okay? 5 years. I have a husband who some people would say is rich or has money. Okay? I will also say that I have had the pleasure and experience of hanging out and having married friends who were also stay-at-home moms behind all different races and backgrounds, and there's very few of us out there that aren't fucking drowning. Going back to work, I welcomed it. It was my pleasure to be here. Stupidest shit I ever did.
I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all, all right? I love my husband. Like, I love that man to death. I love our relationship. I love what we have built together. I love being his wife. But if anything were to ever happen where we weren't together anymore, I would definitely not do this marriage shit again. I don't think people really understand the effort that goes into having a successful marriage. This shit is not easy. Do not believe that fairy tale shit that you see on TV. Just because you love each other does not mean your marriage is going to work. Love is not enough. It takes patience, understanding. It takes compassion. It takes consideration. It takes forgiveness. It takes selflessness. For the rest of my life, every decision I make, I have to think about how it's going to affect my husband. If you are not willing to have that level of consideration, do not get married. Now, me and my husband have been together for 13 years, married for 11. He knows me better than anyone else on this planet, and vice versa. We're at a point where most of our communication is nonverbal. With all that being said, there's still times where he'll do something and I'm like, this motherfucker don't know me at all. So after all the time and effort we put into learning one another, I'm supposed to turn around and go do that shit with someone else? Absolutely the fuck not. I'd much rather be single at that point. I do not understand how people have energy to do that shit a second time. And of course, this is not to discourage anyone from getting married. Like I said, I genuinely love being married to my husband. But please make sure you understand everything that goes into an actual marriage. Too many people get caught up in the idea of the beautiful wedding that they don't really consider everything that comes afterwards. Make sure you guys are having the difficult conversations beforehand. Make sure you know their stance on issues that you feel passionate about. I think part of the reason the divorce rate is so high right now is because people don't want to put in the work. They see couples on TV and social media and expect shit to be like that, when in actuality, you don't know what these people are going through behind closed doors. Real marriage is not all sunshine and rainbows, so if that's what you are looking for, do not get married.
Many people regretting getting married or being married because of very many or various reasons. So today I'm going to be taking you through some of those reasons. The very first one is that people regret getting married because some of them just settle for those people who are available at that time. And when someone just settles for someone else, they might settle for the wrong person because in this relationship there is no emotional attachment or there is no attraction for each other. So that person, in the end, he might feel that he settled for the wrong person. Hence, they tend to regret. And then another thing is most people settle for different reasons. Some other people, they might settle for money, or others, they might settle just because actually like peer like pressure from other people because they are getting married. So they also tend to get married. That can also lead to regret at some point. You can also tell us by dropping your comment in the comment section what you think about this topic. What was your experience? Do you regret?
Real shit, I'm never getting married again. I'm never going to do like the, committed relationship where we all live together and shit like that. I'm not doing that shit again because I lived that life already, right? Yeah, I got married young, but regardless, I still got married. I lived the life. I got 2 kids out of it, got divorced. I'm over that shit. I tried several times after getting married, and it's not like it's just not for me. It's just that I have no interest anymore of seeing where it will go, seeing how I will pursue it. None of that shit. I'm just over it. I'm just over it. And it's not like a bitter thing, and it's not like, oh, I'll never find anyone. I just choose me. I want to wake up choosing me. I want to go to sleep choosing me. Plain and simple. That's it. There's no disrespect, or I don't look down on anybody saying, "Oh, don't get married," none of that stuff. I'm still gonna encourage my kids to find one person to be with and spend their life with and things like that. All that shit sounds great. It sounds great. But is it part of everyone's journey? No. Is it everyone's choice? No. And I choose not to have that. And it's not to say that, oh, you might find someone. If you find someone, it might be different. That's always a possibility. But it's a no.
Look, I am an actively, happily married man, but I can tell you with my entire soul that I would never do this again. I would never, ever get married again to another person as long as I live. I stand 10 toes down on that. The things that my wife and I have worked through, I don't have the patience to work through with anybody else. And I had to grow extra patience just for her. So whatever patience I have for her, it does not carry over to the next person. Because I'll come clean. I've left women for far smaller reasons than whatever we worked through as a couple. But outside of she and I, my patience is on factory setting. My patience is thin enough to see through. But on top of that, I will never mean I love you the same way I mean with her. To build up to where we are now with somebody else, I'm not gonna do. I just don't have it in me to do it. And maybe it's all the days, weeks, years, months, time put in, but I know for a fact that it will never be the same. It will never be better. When you have a good thing the first time around, the second time is just chasing a high. Now, I guess it's different for people who had like an objectively bad relationship the first time around. Of course, you could find something better. But I'm telling you right now, if y'all are having a bad time after 10, 15, 20 years, y'all need to patch that up. Once you really sit and think about it, whatever you think you can get out there, it's not there. Go back to the crib, apologize, talk it out, do whatever you got to do. Stay your ass where you are. But yeah, real talk, this is it. This is my one. This is all I got in me. I ain't got another one in me. So baby, if you're watching this, we in this for life, because I ain't got time for nobody else. We just gonna have to work through it.
I cannot stop thinking about how men actually do not make our lives better. We need to be talking way more about how dangerous men actually are for us and how much they ruin our lives. Did you know that when you enter a marriage as a woman, your life expectancy goes down about 1.7 years? A man's life expectancy goes up about that same amount. Despite the angry misogynists yelling about how women get everything in divorce and women get to take half of what I make, first of all, 2 people laboring for one salary in a marriage means that 2 people earn that salary. So of course that gets split up at the end of a marriage. But what I would actually like to talk about is the fact that 2 people usually enter into a marriage while both having careers. And women's are the ones that get pushed to the side and sometimes ended with marriage. Women are the ones who leave marriage at a disadvantage because they have a huge gap in their career. And men will literally complain that after having exploited a person's free labor for however many years, that person is then entitled to financial compensation. Every bit of hard, cold data points to the fact that marriage is harmful for women. We are conditioned to constantly make ourselves smaller, more palatable, more consumable for men, especially the men that we are married to. And did you know that one of the main drivers behind autoimmune disease in women is the fact that we repress our rage for so much of our lives? Is the fact that we spend so much of our lives swallowing what we really feel and silencing ourselves? That's how serious this all is. We are talking not only about your access to money, aka your access to freedom for the rest of your life, but how long and healthy that life will be. And so many women throw away their light, their career, their health to be in these marriages because we are sold this lie of marriage being the best thing that a woman can do, and being with a man being the best thing a woman can do, the only path to fulfillment and happiness. And the moment you can stop believing that a man, any man, is going to come into your life and improve it and fulfill something that you haven't been able to fulfill for yourself is the moment you are free. Because that's the moment you can start making your life better for you right now.
As somebody who never got married and doesn't have kids, the older I get, the happier I am with my decision. Specifically, not getting married. Everywhere I look, I see divorce. Everywhere. It's very rare that somebody is married long-term and happy. Usually the people who are married after, I don't know, a couple of years, they're miserable. And most of them get divorced. Some of them stuck it out because of the kids or whatever the reasons are. Marriage in today's age is just not worth it. The only thing you're doing if you're getting married is you're risking losing all of your assets. I say all of your assets because there's plenty of men who lost everything, who are now homeless because they got divorced. It's just not worth it anymore, guys. It's not worth it. If you're married and your wife just decides not to work and she's just at home and not doing anything, if you get divorced, you are screwed. You are screwed because you're going to have to pay her alimony and you're going to have to probably give her the house, pay for the house, pay for her lawyer, your lawyer, all of that shit. It can be financially draining. In most cases, it is financially draining. It's just not a good proposition anymore to get married. If you want to be with somebody, be with somebody. Why do you need to be married? You know what? I know why. Because women are pushing for marriage. Women are the ones pushing for marriage. And then women are also the ones that are initiating divorce. Make that make sense. Because women are emotional. They can love you and like you 1 year, and then in 2 months, they don't like you anymore. And they want a divorce. And then you're screwed. Forget about all the wows and everything. If woman changes her mind, and they do change their mind often, as you all know, they change their mind often. One day she loves you, next day she doesn't love you anymore and wants to divorce you. Because that's how she feels. So if she can do that, why getting married? Because if you're not married, she doesn't like you, she can go. You don't lose anything. You don't lose half of your shit or most of your shit. So don't get married. If you want to be with somebody, be with somebody. You can live with them. You can share household with them. You can do whatever you want to do without signing some papers with the state, so the state can decide how to split up your assets when you get married. It's not even if anymore, it's when. So stay smart, don't get married.